What up? It's your boy, and this is flstudio. We're here looking at one of my songs, Balter. I released a few months ago, I think. It's been months. Wow. If you haven't heard the song, go check it out. I'm not gonna play the full thing here. Just we're doing a little bit of breakdown. See what's what. See how it came about. What it's made of. It's made of cream mostly, but we'll take a look. So here's the drop just for reference.
So tell me that I'm what you're looking for, and I'll tell you that I don't need nothing.
Yeah, dope stuff. Dope stuff. There's actually, I just noticed there's 4 versions that I've worked on. I have a tendency to make different arrangements, so I change my mind quite a lot. I am very unprepared with this breakdown. I don't quite remember what's going on here, so I'm discovering this project as we go along here as well. We'll take a look at those arrangements later. I'm not sure what there is to find there even. But yeah, I guess let's start with, this is the overview. This is what it looks like. This is how big it is. Kind of a small project. I don't know, medium project. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think it's a strong medium project for me personally. Here are the instruments, so the drums here first of all, then the VSTs, and then it's mostly audio clips and automation. Is there anything to say about this? Yeah, we got the sub. I like to separate out the sub, the cream pad, bread base. I was not prepared for that. Yeah, I name my instruments usually in kind of maybe weird names. I mean, they make sense at the time. I mean, I guess it is a cream that is pretty bready. Just piano. Not sure if I even used this. Maybe I do. So I think the idea here was that I was making a cake. Maybe, I don't know, cream bread frosting, space. Gotta have a little bit of space. Yeah. As for drums, let's take a look at these drum patterns. So this is a nice tom fill here. I believe that is just this sample. Supposed to be a snare. I really think it sounds like a tom, so that's what I use it as. Let's start with pattern 2, not pattern 1. These are all the patterns here, not a lot. Usually I have a big ass list of patterns, different ideas that I go through. Yeah, let's take a listen here. So yeah, this snare tom thing is at the end of all these patterns. It actually nowadays sounds, in retrospect, sounds a bit repetitive to me. How much I actually use that. But hey, I think it adds to the swing. By the way, swing engaged, but I'm no idea. I'm not 100% sure if it actually does anything. I know it used to. In my old projects, I used to use it a lot, and you could really hear it, but now I'm not hearing it, so maybe it doesn't even do anything, but I like to think that it does. Alright, we have the kick layer here. It's just a layering VST. The children are, I use a mute kick and a regular kick. Sometimes I like to layer kicks, but that's very, very rare. Mostly I layer the snare, but I haven't done that this time. Kick. What's on there? I guess I went through a lot of different kicks. Some of its own reverb. I have a drum room that goes into the drum bus where I mix the drums with just compression. And I add reverb on there, but the reverb is added separately before because I don't like usually how the kick sounds with the amount of reverb the snare and cymbals need. It just sounds wrong to me. So oftentimes I don't put any reverb on there, but I guess I did this time. Very short reverb. yeah, the snare and the hi-hats and I think other stuff go into the drum room where I add reverb. And that all gets mixed in the drum bus. Yeah, pretty simple beat here. I guess I have 2 hi-hats here. I need the layer. Right, yeah, pretty simple. I wanted it to be, like a slow dance, kind of slow beat. It's halftime from 152. No idea why it's 152. Maybe because it was 71? No, that would be 81, right? I don't know. Oh no, 76? Right, whatever. Quick maths. Mid kick is just there for sidechain. It goes into the sidechain. It also separately sidechains the bass. Okay, yeah. So in the sidechain, I cut out all the low end. That will be replaced by the bass instrument. Pretty much all VSTs go into the sidechain, except for vocals, I think. Yeah. And basically, whenever the kick hits, everything ducks. But the bass needs a specific kind of ducking for the kick and the bass to fit in nicely. Can I show that? Where is my bass? There it is, bread bass. Yeah, we can take a look at the bass as well, quickly. So also a simple bass of just doo-doot, doo-doot. I think it's a little bit like dancey, swingy. Just, I don't know, to me seems like a slow dance kind of bass rhythm. Switched up every once in a while with some other embellishments because I like how the bass goes from a low note to a high note. Yeah. The actual instrument itself is just a blue bass, flstudio included. Sometimes I put a envelope controller and a balance to control the volume fall off manually through my own curves. Didn't do that here. But anyway, yeah, the drums and the bass. So it's timed very perfectly, if I do say so myself. When the kick's low end hits, I need to cut out just enough bass so that when the kick starts fading out, the sub bass fades in, and so that they don't sum up to be a loud bass spike in between the transition, but also so that there's no audible dip in volume in bass. So it's not like the bass gets cut out by the sidechain. It's not like the kick and the sub interfere. This requires very precise timing. You can do it by ear, or you can do it spectrally, visually like that. I use both by ear and spectrally. What have I done here? Oh, I guess I just removed some mud from it. Alright. This is still low pass. Master chain, I guess, since I'm here. Again, just compression. I just use Maximus, compress it, and some monitoring stuff. See the what do you call that? The vector scope for stereo imagery. Bass kick always completely mono. That's just in case my pipe dream ever comes true of playing one of my songs in a stadium or a concert, then the bass will sound perfectly fine for everyone. This is a thing you should do to appease the concert gods, such that people sitting in different areas of the stadium or concert, they hear the bass the same as everybody else. That's why it has to be mono, and it shouldn't interfere between the two speaker sides or whatever. So yeah, just so everyone gets the same amount of bass. We try to be nice and equal here. Crash to begin the chorus. Now we're looking at the real cream. Bit of an odd EQ there. I guess I really hate those mud frequencies. Yeah, a bit of reverb. You gotta have it. Yeah, those are the chords. That's the... What key was this in? It is in B major. Alright, cool. Not very intricate chords. Just triads with an extra... you call that extra... With a seventh, I guess. Yeah, I make my own instruments in Harmor. A lot of times in Harmor, sometimes in Citrus for some more electric stuff. It's just a low pass saw, pretty much. Super saw, low passed, with a pluck applied to it, so that it fades out the high frequencies over time, and then some vibrato that comes in after some time. Right, so that's really much the cream, and it sounds absolutely amazing when you give it some strum, and I did that just through strum. Getting the settings right and articulating the volumes for the keys. Beautiful. And that's just the intro. Yeah, the chorus, it just full blast. As well as a piano to reinforce it. I guess these after EQs here were part of the mixing process. All right. Panned, which is fine, just so it doesn't interfere with the cream. The cream is centered. The frosting pad, yeah. Okay, so some panning going on. Yeah, the piano's goal here was just to reinforce the muddiness, even though I cut down a little bit of the muddiness, because I guess the cream doesn't have enough mud. Yeah, it's pretty high up there, so it needed some mud. Space sparkles. Let's see what this sounds like. Alright, some odd stuff I did there, I guess. Yeah, it's just arpeggiated upwards with a range of 1, so that means it just hits every note once, and it does it in a regular pattern. So arpeggiates up and I guess only up. So the chords. On a nice leisurely pace, I would say. Yeah, alright, I guess that's nice. I think I just wanted some high-end frequencies, and I got them to fill in the high-end a little bit. That is very quiet. showing me a bunch of these high frequencies here, but oh, because it's, yeah, all right. You need that automation. There we go. Right, I guess I just wanted even more high-end, so that's cool, I guess. Again, just a pad made in Harmor. Moving on down, we got a vocal lead. Right, so I make these quite a lot. Not sure how I made this one specifically. Oh, okay. So I must have just recorded one note that I was singing, probably a B, into the mic, and resampled it in Harmor. Harmor has this cool feature of, it says image, but really you can load in an audio file here, and really you can put any PNG, I think, in there, and it will play it as audio. Just the pixels will be here. It translates the audio into a, what is that, a spectrogram? And then plays that as an image, sort of. But yeah, you can just upload images in there as well, and it'll think that those are spectrograms and play it back as audio. Very neat stuff. But yeah, I just... recorded one of my singing notes, and that became an instrument. Playing a nice slow melody, which actually came from this. When I recorded the guitar, I just picked up my electric guitar and I jammed out a little bit. I think this took like 20 minutes to record, just moving around the pentatonic B major scale. Yep, just very high notes. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to show instrument effect by effect here. Essentially what's going on is the limiter compression, not using the limiting side, just the compression, compress it down, make the playing a bit more smoothed out, keep it a nice even level. Some EQing, I guess, because I had some noise rumble down here, and maybe it was a bit too bright. Then distortion, this plugin that I have for guitar distortion. I tried to use Wave Shaper, that I often do. It's my go-to for distortion, but it was not happening quite the way I wanted it to, so use that instead. This one just pretty much happens instantly. You load it up and you have a nice gritty guitar, and you can just tweak it. Chorus, to give it this wildness right there. Yeah, reverb, a long reverb. Make it sound roomy, make it sound dreamy. Slow but dreamy. And some more EQing. I suppose that's part of the mixing decisions. There you go, yeah, and I think the balance is just for automating its volume in and out throughout the track. Right, and from that, I created the idea, I spawned the idea of doing the same notes just with my voice. And I'm actually pretty bad at playing guitar, and I'm not quite good at music theory either. My ears are not very well trained. So it was a bit of a pain in the ass to go through this recording and then figure out what notes I was actually playing on the guitar, to then transpose it into a MIDI clip so that I can play it. Yeah. Last piece of the puzzle here, my amazing voice. This little blip here, I think that's just a breath in, because that was missing. But anyway, here are my vocals. Brace yourself.
So tell me that I'm what you're looking for, and I'll tell you that I don't need nothing more. So tell me that you wanna try, and I'll dance with you all night.
Right here I was experimenting with a new way of singing, because I really quite don't like my voice. I'm hoping that'll go away with time. I think that's something a lot of singers struggle with, or pretty much any human being, I guess, don't really like their recordings of their voices. Yeah, a lot of effects going on, but pretty standard stuff for vocals. Just EQing out the rumble, the noise floor, pretty much. Compression to even out the vocals volume, same as the guitar. Auto pitch, yeah, for auto tuning to correct my notes, because again, I'm not very good at singing. Yeah, just light auto tune to bring in the notes when I'm stretching the notes out, to bring them in more towards where they're supposed to be. We take a listen without it.
So tell me that I'm what you're looking for. So tell me that I'm what you're looking for.
See how the green thing narrows in on the center of the note? Yeah. That's what that's for. Very tricky business with this. The speed and the depth have to be just right, and it takes hours for me to tweak that just so it doesn't sound robotic. 'Cause I really don't like the sound of auto-tune, but I guess it's still in there, kind of. De-esser. Maximus has a really good de-essing thing. A preset, I guess it's a preset. Some EQing. And reverb, because you need reverb. Drown out the vocals in reverb. Drown them out.
So tell me that I'm what you're looking for.
You can hear my room there. Alright, so yeah, all in a patcher, because I like really overcomplicating things with vocals and some other instruments. Sometimes I just have a few hours on my hands and I'm like, you know what, I'll go wild with it. And you know, look how many things there are to pick from, and you can make them all go in parallel to each other and come back into themselves. And very cool stuff. Patcher is amazing. You can have patchers within patchers and all kinds of crazy stuff. Patchers are pretty great. And also there's not the limitation of just 10 slots of inserts. Anyway, yeah. I had to record these bits separately.
So tell me that I'm what you're...
Because again, I can't sing the entire thing in one solid take, so multiple takes it is. And I think this is just a breath. Yeah, I needed a breath here.
So tell me that you...
It just sounds more natural that I take a breath in. I used to dislike breaths. I would cut them out, but nowadays I'm like, you know what, that just sounds more natural, sounds more human. Since we're on the vocal side of things, I decided for the verses to have these kinds of almost depressing, but like just deep vocals without actually singing deeper. So I'm singing the same range as I'm comfortable in, but I used auto pitch to lower the, what was it called, the, not the treble, the...
Low lights in my room, alone in my home.
The transients?
Then you come on by.
Yeah, the formants, just lowering these. And I was battling between -5 and 4 for quite a while. Some light auto-tuning here again, just to bring in the notes.
Low lights in my room, alone in my home.
That one was very off. Yeah, Foreman shift down. I think it's a pretty cool effect. Everything else should be the same. I think I just copied over the preset of the patcher and just lowered the formant. What else is there to look at? A bunch of automation. Maybe not that much. Just for controlling the flow of the song. Then we come into this break. The beginning bit is the same, I think. But also, yeah, it was just another improvisation on the guitar. Pentatonic scale, just moving around on it. Crash, tom fill. To begin the beat, I think this is just, yeah, just hi-hats to fade into the drums, to ramp up the ante, bring the crowds in, and the vocal lead, and chopped up to where the notes fit because they have to be between the guitar playing. Yeah. And then the bridge, I think my favorite part of the entire song, to be honest. Just this exact moment here just sounds so sweet. I don't know how I got this done. Oh yeah, the piano is just strumming and the cream is strumming again as it was before. The frosting pad coming in and out, just adding some high-end presence where need be, usually when there's no guitar. But yeah, let's listen to this. Oh, that is just so nice. That is so comfy sounding. Just so comfortable. The way it just goes into the verse. Smooth. Yeah, this is just pattern 2 of the drums. The beginning of it cut off. Some tom fills there to bring it in. What is this? Who are you? Oh, I guess I cut out the kick and the snare from the pattern there. So it's just the hi-hats. Alright. Yeah, everything sort of fades in, ramps up. And we get a little bit of a pause before the drop. And some hi-hats to, again, fade in even more. And the crash. Of course. I experimented with a tom fill, I guess.
So tell me that I'm what you look.
It seemed like a great idea that it should fit, but I think it's the fact that I'm working in 3/4 time signature, and I think this is actually the first track ever that I've worked in on non-standard time signature, like instead of 4/4. This is 3/4. This is pretty nice. The only reason I did that was because, well, I was kind of forced to. I came up with this chord progression. It was 12 bars long, and I thought it looped very nicely, and I didn't want to change anything about it, and I didn't want to extend it, so I was like, you know what, I'll try 3/4. Nice decision in the end. I like 3/4. Yeah, going into the drop again, I think it's identical, except for there's an added chorus bit, which is just so before the previous drop, you can see that when the chorus vocals go out, the guitar comes in to replace it, and this vocal lead goes away. And yeah, did I talk about the synergy between these two?
So tell me that I'm what you're looking for, and I'll tell you that I don't need nothing more. So tell.
I like how they flow from one to the other. It sounds to me like they're kind of not exactly battling, but they're complementing each other. I specifically made this, I think in here I made the, yeah. Spent a bunch of time making the volumes here just right. Because for some reason, if this is just any little bit lower, then you can't hear the instrument at all over the vocals. And if it's just a tiny bit higher, then it overpowers the vocals. And I had to go in there surgically and figure out which of these notes had to be what volume for it to fit. But yeah, I like the almost a tugging between the two. Here it's complementing it where there is no vocals, or there are no vocals. And here it's just, or rather here it's replacing it, and here it's complementing it. But anyway, yeah. I thought the instrument was interesting enough to give it its own bit, and that's what this chorus here is. It's just this instrument playing it out without having to compete with this guy and prolonging this guy to come in at the end with that sweet topping. So yeah, I also think this instrument is very slow dance-ish. I think the whole track has like an 80s slow dance kind of vibe, which is what I was going after, and I'm really happy how it turned out. These long notes really really make it feel like I don't know, like it's super slow motion almost, like a really, really slow dance. Yeah, long notes equals slow progression. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, anyway, the guitar comes back in. There's a bit of a break in the drum pattern there, and the toms to finish it off. Yeah, the cream slowly drifts you out into the sea, and you fall asleep. Actually, I don't think it plays the entire progression. Yeah, it cuts off there. I think this was like a really good chord to end on. Yeah, it's a very nice chord. It's a very comfy chord. Lulls you into sleep there, basically. Yeah, everything fades out. And the vocal lead also automating the, what is that, the low pass on it, so the high frequencies are being cut out more and more. Sounds like it's sort of dipping, or it's going behind something, you know, behind some kind of wall or something, you know, just fading out gives it that feel. And yeah, and that's the track. I think that's everything about it. I explained the master chain dispatcher I always have here just as a cheat sheet to see which notes are in the scale. Yeah, the side chain, everything goes in there. Vocal lead, did I explain this? I'm not sure. But basically, yeah, auto pitch on all the vocals, just to fix them up. Yeah, I guess let's look at the other arrangements. What do we have here? Version 4, apparently. I also... Okay. Alright, bass sounds good, but these chords sound just bad. Odd progression. Huh, alright. A very first idea, I guess. I like the drums, though. Yeah, the snare needed a lot of reverb because, well, 80s. they used to drench everything in reverb because the big studios had these big reverb plates, plate reverbs, expensive, and they would just use them on all the disco tracks. Oh yeah, here I guess I was transposing the guitar notes. By ear and by analyzing the spectrum, and yeah. So I guess that was meant to be the original intro, but maybe the vocal was too much. Not sure what's going on here, to be honest. Oh yeah, this other instrument. This first attempt, vocal lead here. Yeah, I did some things to it. Yeah, this just has a bunch of takes of a single note. I think I did something with the pitch, yep. I don't know, I tried to make a... I guess that didn't quite work out. Sounds like a mess. Oh, but this sounds very nice. Oh, that sounds very nice. Oh, that's like it's like a very constant tapping in the slowness for it. It's like slow, but it's you know, like cool kind of slow. Oh yeah, I like those space sparkles. Anyway, so yeah, there was that whole instrument that I dropped and replaced it with this. What's the difference here in the fourth one? I guess here I just don't have the verses recorded, or I don't have the second verse recorded. Oh yeah, and I just had it. I didn't even plan for the second verse to be here, I guess. It's just the guitar all the way through. Alright, those are some more ideas. But yeah, this part, you can't miss this out. You can't leave this out. This is an epic moment right here. No, right here. Oh, that is just so satisfying. It brings you into the world. It just soothes you into the music. Anyway, I'm gonna stop fangirling about my own song here. That's the breakdown. I think that's everything that I want to look at. I hope this was interesting enough. Yeah, I really like this track. I like how it turned out, and it was the exact mood that I was going for, that I was inspired by at the time. So anyway, I guess let me know if you want to see any more of these, or if it was interesting, or to change something. I'm a bounce.